Well, welcome everybody.
Heidi.
What?
Where are you going?
Oh, do you like my little outfit?
You think you're leaving and going somewhere?
No, I'm not going anywhere. I've been somewhere.
Oh.
And I'm coming back and I'm going to show you how I do roll when I go.
Oh, okay.
Because I thought it might be kind of fun to talk about how I roll when I'm going.
Absolutely. So, anyway, I thought maybe she was leaving us, but
no, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving because there's so much to talk about in the next hour. I know we are going to have fun. I'm Heidi. This is Jami, and she's got a mint in her mouth. She wants to make sure her breath is fresh for you. That's how important you all are to us. And for the next hour, we are going to entertain you. We're going to make you laugh. We're going to inspire you. We're going to do all sorts of things. But one of the things we want to interact with you. So if you have not been with us before on one of our product showcases, the first guideline, I don't like rules, guidelines, is encouragement is that the more you chat via comments kind of thing, the more opportunity you will have to win some prizes at the end of the show. And I'm going to say Golding Virginia are coveting one of the prizes. There were some big bribes going on beforehand that they didn't want me to give it away. Anyway, we'll tell you about our prizes at the end of the show, but we'll pick them from the comments. And so you definitely want to comment. And I think in the top of the post I wrote, because one of the things that is so exciting is that Hen and Chicks Studio, we've been here for 10 years, but each year it just seems like we're getting bigger and bigger from the standpoint of having quilters in our family. Mm-hmm. And I love that. For me, it's all about connections. And I love telling stories. Yeah. And I had to, anyway, I'm always telling stories about somebody I met, that kind of thing, especially when it's quilters and everything. So I love that. And if Deb is watching tonight, Deb with a B, well, that could be a couple Debs, couldn't it?
Yeah.
From Eastern Iowa.
There you go.
Eastern Iowa, because that would define. Anyway, I had a fun encounter with her daughter and granddaughter this weekend at a volleyball meet. So that was fun. But anyway, we love to reach all of the people everywhere. And so we realized that in 2021, we did reach all 50 states. Mm-hmm. So now, because we upped the ante, we upped the game. We don't like to keep it simple.
You can't stay there.
No.
You got to keep going.
We want to reach all 50 states every single month. And if you go to henandchicksstudio.com/50 pages, you're going to end up
50
seeing
50 states, not 50 pages.
What did I say? Did I say 50 pages? Oh my gosh. You have to know what I'm thinking. Okay, 50 states. Sorry about that. And you will find a page that will tell you which states we do not currently have. For the month of February, we're 30, as of this morning, we have 38 states accounted for. We've crossed a few off the list this week.
Yep.
And whether it's a free download or signing up for like tonight's event or any of the events we have, that all counts.
Yes.
We're trying to make sure you have your addresses in. And if you, further down on that page, we got to have a reward, right? For doing this every month,
yeah.
Or, prize. So we have created the Coast to Coast Charm Square that you will get for free if you want to say purchase it right there on the bottom of the website.
There it goes. That's okay.
That's okay. We'll deal with it later. And this is how we roll. This is also how we roll. We'll have to get it down and show anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Or, hey, we could make Golding Virginia go and stand there.
Yeah.
No, just leave it. Just leave it. It'll be fine.
Okay.
It'll be fine. They get to see the pretty backing.
There you go.
Yeah, because that's backing fabric.
Oh, that backing is very pretty.
It is for sale, too. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if you would like to participate in helping us get from coast to coast and benefit with the Coast to Coast Charm Square, definitely check out that webpage. And as always, we're trying to put links in the comments. And, we'll also try to address all the questions that are put in here.
And we have Golding Virginia tonight.
Yes. Yep. No basketball or volleyball tonight
so
for
they're
them.
Helping. So
gladly appreciate the behind the scenes help because it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot for all of us. So, Okay, so as we talk about wanting to go, right? Because I did not plan the coordination today, but it works. So starting in January, we basically, when I say we, that means Goldie, Virginia, have a volleyball tournament every weekend through the first weekend of April. And so that alone is a lot of time that I'm out of the store, but I like to make it productive. And back in 1996, I bought a little kit. Has anybody ever bought a kit and then let it age on their shelf?
I bet not. I bet nobody.
Nobody's ever done that. So anyway, I took it out several years ago, got a little farther, and I kept saying, this is the year I'm going to finish it. Well, let me tell you, 2022 is the year that I'm going to finish it because I'm on the last block.
Ooh, yeah.
And I have motivation, so I'm going to show it to you. But I just thought you'd all get a chuckle out of the fact that this is how the box, somewhere along the line, I got this handy-dandy box. It looks a little aged at this point. And I wrote on it, I labeled it, so it's the piece of cake, Cinnamon Stitches, block of the month. And I have used it as my trusty holder for the last, however many years it is, since 1996. And it is an applique quilt. I'm going to show that. Can you see? They can see the picture, right? And so it has 12 different applique blocks. And Piece of Cake is the designer of this, and they still are creating patterns. And I chose to do it all by hand because my grandmother quilted, did everything by hand, and I always appreciated her ability to do beautiful needle turn applique. So I am channeling Grandma every stitch of the way on this, and so I'll just flip through so you can sort of see. Yeah, so there's just all these blocks. I still have to do some trimming on the back. We won't go through all of them, but you get the idea. Let me tell you, I am no applique expert. I try my best. So in my little bag, and I like this because my phone sits here. So when I get up to take pictures with my camera, I can have my phone and all that's handy. Put my lens cover in there. And I can fold so I have my lovely scissors, which I love. These are the Karen K. Buckley, and they come protected, right? Okay, so I have that, and then I have the block that I'm working on in here, and this is the last block. I'm so dang excited. And I have my needle, and I'll just show you this real quick. My last one that I'm in process. I got the center done during yesterday's volleyball game. I had some of it pre-sewn, and then I carry a bag, this is one of Terry Atkinson's patterns that the girls made, and the bag pattern is called what, Virginia and Goldie, because I can't remember it.
Stowaways.
The stowaway bags. Love these bags. And I have my supplies. I have my favorite little scissors, some thread, some applique needles, my fabric glue stick, extra needles in case I were to lose one in the stands, which I have not yet, and a thimble in case I'm poking my finger too much. And so all of that fits in my little bag here, and I can work on getting that done. And so I love handwork and enjoy doing it, and I think that's why I was so drawn. I have to also say, I was so drawn to Corey Turner Goodhart's patterns and everything, because she also does a lot of handwork and embroidery. And we're going to see a little bit more of her stuff later.
It's absolutely beautiful.
But, Jamie, I think both of us have, real connections to sewing.
Right.
That, you guys see us sewing for the store, but I think sometimes it's important to know that we also sew for ourselves.
Right.
And there's something very relaxing about this. I'm definitely getting known as the woman that's sewing at volleyball games.
Yes.
I'm either taking pictures or I'm sewing, one of the two. So you two are working on a project, and I thought you could show us, and I'm just gonna move.
Well, and part of it too is also like people show us their projects, and that does really inspire us. I mean,
it does.
We've talked before we get in this rabbit hole is what we call it. Somebody actually asked us what the rabbit hole meant. I can't remember, one of the girls asked us that. But when we start looking at this stuff, you guys are posting and inspiring, and then somebody else posts something, it's inspiring to us.
We don't want to stop. That's the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
That's the rabbit hole, is that the hole keeps going, which means we can't stop looking. We have to keep reading. We have to keep hearing what you guys are saying. We found that on last week on We're Playing Bingo.
Yep. Okay, so my project is a little bit more at heart in a way. They're both connected to family and stuff. And so I brought two. One maybe to give ideas as you're heading into like graduations for that, and we talked about before.
I have a graduation this year. Oh,
yeah, you might want to get busy. So this, I just picked a quilt block that I liked, and this one happens to be for my son, who's a wrestling coach and wrestled in college and graduated from there. But the fabric here has wrestling moves. The girls were asking me what the wrestling moves were earlier, and I showed them, but they didn't. They said, "Don't hurt me," and they're walking, so they didn't get hurt.
That's right.
But great thing. So then what I do with this simple block is I end up framing it, quilt it, and then frame it, and then. So good graduation. I thought, I'm going to grab that. It's obviously not finished yet.
So did you are the yellow and blue school colors for Nyack?
Yep, for Nyack.
What it was, the community college?
Yep.
And then the wrestling. What a great idea.
So easy. There's all those just single blocks. And of course, you wouldn't have to use I like the bigger block where I could get the wording and such. But you could use school colors. You could use something. We've even talked a lot about signature quilts, at graduations or pillows or something like that.
Did the name of the block, was there a connection at all?
No, I just
sometimes people would pick like
a
a block because it has a particular name.
Well, my other project,
I might do a Virginia reel when Virginia graduates.
Absolutely.
Kind of thing.
So, and my other project is a whole encompassing thing from the pattern to everything. And so, I'll try not to get emotional because all of a sudden I am.
Oh, well, I'll hold you all together.
Yep.
I'll hold you all together.
So,
and memory quilts are so important. In fact, we as a business, we actually sponsored the memory quilt category at the Iowa State Fair because there is something really important about memory quilts. We see T-shirt quilts come in all the time. We see people making quilts for graduation. I always think that how so many of us start quilting, or that many people start quilting or find us, is that they've got a new baby coming in the family, somebody's graduating, and then there's times when somebody has passed away and they've lost a loved one, and they want to capture those fond memories of them in a quilt.
So that's what I'm currently working on. I have way too much fabric, but my mom and I were shopping one day, and we found one piece of fabric. If I can even find it. It was this piece of fabric. And my dad passed away unexpectedly in August at a fairly young age, very active in our community. And my mom and I were shopping, and I said, "Mom, I don't mean to bring up something that's sad, but this fabric reminds me of Dad," and it happens to be fly fishing because he had really gotten into that, and they have a camping group down in with his cousin that they went fly fishing and stuff with, and he'd really gotten into that. So I said, "What if we made a quilt?" Anyway, long story short, now my mom will know what I'm doing, so she can't cheat.
Well, we'll just show parts of it.
That's okay. So, she can know. So that's where it started. But so then I started collecting, and this went to the conversation too. Of do you pick a pattern by the name or by the fabric or whatever? So I started collecting just fabrics that reminded me of something that, to do with my dad. And I actually picked the pattern by the name because I wanted the name to have something to do with my dad too. So my pattern is called Grandpa's Barn. And that's because they live on a farm. My dad has a big red barn. You guys drive by it every day.
We drive by it every day.
And then I collected all these fabrics, and this is just the beginning of it.
And don't you think that projects like this, just like for me, and very seriously, when I'm stitching, I am thinking of the memories of my grandmother and thinking how much she would enjoy that I was working on it. She'd probably want to help me with it. It's therapeutic.
There's therapy in it. It makes me smile. And this is just the first, obviously, little bit of it, but every piece.
Can we show this? Yep. So this is where she's going with it. And one of the things that I think that also you incorporated into your quilt that is something that's so possible for people, and that is photos.
Yep.
And there is a company out there, and you can do it on your own printer, and we often sell the photo paper and stuff here, but there is a company called Spoonflower.com where you can transfer photos onto and create your own piece of fabric. I guess
so
is the
this
easiest
basically
way.
was a piece of fabric that I took some pictures of my dad. I would have taken more if I knew it was going to turn out so well, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And created a fat quarter with all these pictures to cut down, and then
they're actually in.
If you can see it.
Yeah, they're actually in the quilts. Like here's one right here. I can see it right here.
Yeah.
And here's his little yellow truck.
Yeah,
right
and
up
there's
here.
the grandkids.
And I think that's another great way to be able to incorporate photos into your quilts. Much easier today than it used to be to incorporate photos and things into your memory.
Ski up there.
Oh yeah,
flipping pancakes, girls.
Oh yeah, he was the pancake man.
Yeah, but a good thing. It's a lot of fun, and you don't have to have a specific on this one isn't necessarily a specific color theme, but it's all working together, and that can transfer into obviously lots of different quilting, not just this. But I'm excited to get it done. But the whole project, it's good therapy. It makes me smile, and hopefully maybe it will encourage somebody else to
make something. Make something for somebody. And again, there are a lot of different ways. And if it's something, if you happen to be watching and you say, hey, maybe you're not a quilter that you're watching, and there are people out there. We've got Stephanie who works here. She and her mom run a business called A Quilted Memory, and it is all about creating different kinds of quilts, t-shirt quilts and stuff. So there's people that we can direct you to help you if that is something you want to do. So thank you for sharing that.
We'll share it with you when it gets done.
I think that the kind of conversation we're having tonight is something that I love about quilters, is that there's the ability to go in depth and to learn things, but also learn technique,
right? But
also to understand the why behind quilting, the reason why people quilt. And I think when we talk with Corey Turner Goodhart on February 21st, we promoted it today for one of the first times in our newsletter. So you're going to start seeing a lot of promotion here in the next 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks from tonight. And right back here on Facebook Live, we had one of these conversations with Pat Sloan in December, and it went so well that we wanted to do it again. Corey happens to be the designer that's featured in the February Feathered Friends newsletter. So those who are Feathered Friends are going to get to know Corey even better and get a project from her and all that. But let's grab the quilt. One of the things, and again, I don't know Corey super well, so that's why we're having this creative conversation. But I know enough to know that embroidery, hand embroidery, is a really big part of what she works on. It sounds like she had some different physical limitations as a child, and I think we'll probably learn more about that. So her mom and grandma kept her busy by embroidering. And so we've got 3 patterns that we've gotten in, and this one is called May 26th, and there's obviously a story behind it because of the name, and it has something to do with sharing, I think, an important day with somebody. And again, but this is her project. How can you see that well there, Virginia?
Yep, I'll go down just a little bit. And
I love that it is applique. I'm gonna try to hold it still there. Sorry,
no, you're fine. You can go down.
Applique. There's applique, but then there's embroidery on top of the applique. And the embroidery itself is fairly simple. I see some very basic stitches, but I love how she combined the stitches, and
it's really a fascinating quilt just to look at.
Yes, and she's got wool and cotton. So anyway, I think this will be fun. So this quilt's going to be in the store for a little while, so people can come and see it in person. And of course, we have the new pattern for it on the website. as well as the other two that we got from her. And I am having the Esmeralda bag made.
So this is a fun pillow, combining the stitching with some quilting, some buttons, some fun. And, you know, Heidi, we talked about, too, before, adding your own character.
Yes.
And then this is the bag Heidi is having made right now.
I'm having it made because I have another project I'm working on, and I can't get it all done. So I've got somebody helping me.
And we had a
with
hard
that.
time picking out what fabrics.
Oh, yeah, because we could have gone multiple variations. So as we start talking about some of the products that we have here tonight and talking about different things, I want you to know that we do have a special for you online viewers. If you spend $75 tonight, you have the opportunity to get one Hen and Chicks Studio t-shirt. Might be one of the ones we're wearing.
I just flashed them.
Yeah, we flash them. We'll flash them. For 50% off. And the coupon code is Gear Good. And again, that's if you spend $75 or more, then you can get the 50% off of one t-shirt. Mm-hmm. And of course, you can buy the t-shirts and not buy other stuff. It doesn't, right. But it's, well, you understand, you have to spend the $75 to get that particular deal. Because again, I think, wouldn't it be fun as we go from coast to coast? Yeah. I think one of the things we're going to have to start like making a little, I'm seeing one of these little maps where we'll get a person wearing gear in every state, and then we'll have to fill in our state that way. So that'll be the next thing. So we've got to get Hen and Chicks Studio t-shirts all across the country so that we can get those pictures. So that's our goal tonight, is to give you an incentive to get a new t-shirt. Yeah. If you're wondering how to order things, we haven't really talked about that. True. We do not do comment sold. So if you see something that you like, you need to go to the website. So keep two windows open, or two tabs open, and one for Hen and Chicks Studio website and one for Facebook, so you at least can be listening to us, and then go to the website and order the things. You can place as many orders. So say, for example, if you spend $75.01, you can get a t-shirt for 50% off. And then you can say, 10 minutes later or tomorrow, you go, you know what? I found something else I want. You can use the coupon code again, but you just only one at a time. Like, you can't combine coupons. So if you have a Red Bag Club coupon or anything like that, you cannot use multiple coupons together. Right. Okay. And then we will combine orders on the back end if you place. Definitely use the notes field, type in there, and place. Put a note in there what you're doing. Yeah, so, absolutely. Because somebody's already has already placed an order tonight, and they said in the notes field, plan on, not
might
shipping.
Be something else that they.
That's right.
Yes. Well, let's talk about.
Love is in the air.
Love is in the air.
It's February.
So we affectionately call this our X and O quilt, but today we couldn't even know what the name of the actual quilt was.
Because we call it the X and O quilt.
Because we call it X and O. This is what it looks like on there.
Can you take it, Virginia, and hold it up there for him?
Yeah. But we used a different set of fabrics, and you'll have to take the picture from online because it's hanging on our wall.
Yeah, so we can't show. Yeah, we have it here.
Ooh la la, mademoiselle.
Yes, it's called Dance in Paris is the fabric collection, which of course is also very romantic. Yes. That, it's Valentine's Day, in another week. And so this is the quilt, this is the kit. And the kit, I have to even read it. It says there are 28 fat 1/3 yard pieces in this kit. That you can, I think there's a bigger pieces of the two whites. Mm-hmm. We are out of most of these fabrics. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted the entire collection of fabric or of a large variety, there's only two ways of doing it. Yep. And that is either buying the kit or the fat quarter bundles. And they're so beautiful. And there's three different, so there's no repeat in those three. They're like three different color waves. Or you can get the whole set. So even if you say, hey, the X and O quilt is not my gig, there's still, again, a fat third in all of the collection, plus two nice white pieces that you could certainly get another pattern, I'm sure, out of that.
And you could also use that in a different, you wouldn't have to use X and O's, but definitely. So I think Gold, are you catching all that for us? Good. Okay.
Are we
very bright, springy, lovely.
Yep. Yes. Okay, so shall we said we were going to unveil several new quilts tonight. Since we're in the love theme.
So we do love?
Since we're in the love theme, let's do this one. So, Thursday. Roses are red, violets are blue. We're crazy, aren't you too?
Yeah.
Hey, that actually kind of rhymed. That wasn't bad for impromptu stuff. Okay, so this is a great pattern called Have a Heart. And it actually can come in 2 different sizes depending on what size strip you use.
Right. Mm-hmm.
1.5 inch or a 2.5 inch strip. And so let's show
on
you.
Thursday we unboxed a new line of fabric that was new to us.
Yep, roses are red from North
Which is why she did the roses are red violets. I said, Heidi, wouldn't that be cool?
So
we did it.
And you even quilted it, Jamie.
even quilted it.
Oh, look at this. Isn't this adorable?
Binding has not occurred yet, but...
And we chose a dark binding?
Yeah, a little gray, a little bit darker gray.
See it on there all right, Virginia? Mm-hmm. And isn't it fun? And it's basically just strips. There is some math required in order to get... You got to do a little calculating in order to get the heart shape out of it. But lots of straight sewing, It's
pretty much straight sewing. What I would say after doing this, what I'd encourage people to do, I don't know if you can see our background is it's all different grays. A lot of times with grays are difficult, and sometimes you can get very different hues of gray. So for instance, it might take on a lavender tone or it might take on a taupe tone. But we have all those tones within this. And it plays well together.
And I loved the little bit of gold that is in one of the grays in that little collection. And so, yeah, just super fun to be able to do.
But a great pattern if you wanted to use background scraps.
It's been a busy week. Did we get the bundles created for this?
We did not get the bundles created
so
for this.
We talked about doing a fat 1/8 bundle or a fat 1/4 bundle of the roses are red, depending on what you're wanting. And so
maybe
and of course you can buy yardage.
Yeah.
Yes. But if somebody is needing something in particular, let us know. We just
great one if you have scraps in your stash. Another great one to use for your just strips.
Yes.
If you have strips cut and it could be a similar, or like this one is not even a similar color wave.
Yes.
So that one's a good one.
Since we're kind of in that love mode, let's talk about the Stash Buster before we talk about my little project. Okay, so we always like to make sure everybody understands our Stash Buster program. We love that each month we gain more and more and more and more and more people, and that is wonderful. So let me explain just real briefly. You can, of course, go to our website. On the tabs at the top, there's literally a Stash Buster tab. Click on that. You'll learn lots. But every month, on the first of the month, we put up a new free pattern. If all you want is a free pattern, go for it. And if that's all you do, that's great. You can download them for free. But if you make the top by the 15th of the following month, so the February one is due by March 15th, you can earn 40% off your order of $40 or more. And it is a great way to earn a discount on a product or entire purchase. So that is the February. We do have the fabric kit for that. There's just a couple of those. If you don't have stash to bust and you need some stash in your stash, these are some fun pinks and grays and white. So that is, can we see that? Can you see that on there?
Excuse SB2208.
Very good. Stash Buster 2202. All right. Okay. So then we got a new fabric. New fabric in. I must have flowers.
Yes.
And of course, again, everybody's thinking about flowers right now because they're thinking that they're going to give flowers next week and for Valentine's Day.
And so it has 3 color waves. There was kind of this. Oops, I got 2.
Nope, it's two different ones.
Kind of this blue navy with a minty color, and boy, it was fun to come up with different things that went with this. We were surprised when we started putting colors together with that. It came in 3 color waves, basically.
Yes.
This way,
the
blue, we call this the plum.
Yeah.
And then the purple.
Yep. And oh, so pretty. So you want to first talk about yours?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So this is, we already have this quilt kit. It's I must have flowers Venus. Can you get that?
Thank you. And just so you know that this has been so popular that although Jami has started the store sample, we're selling the store sample because we have so few kits left to another staff member who wants it, and so we're not going to even complete the store sample. So we will not have this one hanging in the store because I think there's
only 2 kits left, I believe. So if you're interested in it, you definitely want to jump on it. It's been very popular. But let's talk a little bit about it. So the pattern Venus is from GE Designs, Stripology, using that. Now, one of the nice things with her patterns I like is she does give a standard cutting instructions if you do not have the Stripology Ruler.
Right.
But if you have not been following for long, you know that I'm in love with the Stripology Ruler. I think I finally got at least Heidi on board.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure if the girls are quite there yet, but they will be in time.
Yes.
So, real quick with that Stripology Ruler, when I got my kit, I took it and I needed, because it calls to start with 10-inch charms.
Mm-hmm.
Super fast to cut that. Let me grab the ruler real quick. Super duper fast to cut it because I can literally lay it down and go 10, 10, switch it this way, not pick up my fabric, 10, 10. So one of the things I would encourage people is you can create your own.
Correct.
Layer cake or whatever.
Correct.
You don't have to have.
Yes. So if you are looking at a pattern, so for example, her pattern very quickly calls for in the lap size 24 10-inch dark squares and 24 10-inch light squares. And so if you don't have a layer cake that you can buy, that you see that is exactly what you want, make your own. That's what's so great.
Which is exactly what we did here.
Yes.
We combined the I Must Have Flowers and the purple wave with some FIGO elements. Let's see what else.
Oh, and this is from
Summer in the Cotswolds.
That's an RJR fabric. Yep. So if you want to say we created our own bundle.
Yep. Melange.
Melange is in there.
Yep. And then the ruler on this particular project, I will tell you from an honest standpoint, because I think that's what we should do. While I would encourage any Stripology pattern, they're very well written, very good details, very nice pictures. This one would be not for a very beginner quilter. There are other ones of her patterns I would say were beginning. This one is a little bit more.
You need a
little bit more to
experience.
But
and each individual block is very simple looking. And were they reversed? You end up with reversed or not necessarily?
Yep, you end up with them.
Oh,
so here.
Is that the reverse? There we go. So you end up with 2 blocks
with the reverse.
And it's so pretty, and it's gonna be a beautiful quilt. And of course the purple.
Kind of sad I'm not gonna finish it, but you know.
Yes, but anyway, it is pretty
beautiful.
And like we said, we're not gonna be making the store sample because we've sold this kit in process already, and again, only 2 of those left. So if that's something you're wanting, definitely grab it. Do we have again? Where did you put the kit? Where did I lay it down?
Right here.
I was gonna say, let's say what the SKU number is: QK2214, and that's $83.95. Oh,
and then you can
buy this, and you can get your 50% T-shirt. There you go. Okay, so you need that. Okay, so then the blue version we're not doing anything with at the moment.
Right.
We don't even have a fat quarter bundle cut of it. Didn't get that far because we started playing with the plum because I was really drawn to this and think that this collection is absolutely beautiful. Here I'm gonna give that to you. So we're gonna switch around here, make our table, and you know, Jami, there's so many different things about picking out a fabric, picking out fabrics for a quilt, picking out the pattern, and where did I lay? Here we go.
If you can, I don't know if they can see that much. Yep. So,
and the pattern that I'm going to make is Hexagon Garden by Terry Atkinson, and this is a fun quilt. I think it looks more difficult than it is. I think there's a few things that are going to be more putsy, a little preparing once I get everything prepared and cut, and I think this is a good pattern. I guess I thought we should talk about a little bit about specialty rulers and rulers. Is that you could, and Terry, I've read through the instructions, always an important thing to do. You can do everything in this with a straight ruler.
Yep, same thing. Yes.
A straight ruler.
And we would say her patterns are ones that we would turn to very quickly for any
good instructions and stuff. Because you get a good ruler and it has the 60-degree mark on it and that kind of thing, and you can cut the diagonals, you can cut the hexagons, you can do everything with it. But there are times when a specialty ruler really comes in handy, and I think this is one of them. So I'll be using the Stripology Ruler to cut my 4.5-inch wide strips that I have to, because there's a lot of 4.5-inch strips I have to cut in order to use the ruler. And I thought I'd just show you how easy this is, my 4.5-inch strip, and what I'm wanting to end up with is this hexagon that makes up, this is one hexagon that makes up the flower. Okay, and I'm going to lay that right there. And so she calls for, it's optional but handy is what she writes. And I think this is, she calls for an easy quilting hexagon ruler, or a ruler with a 4.5-inch hexagon. And that is the key element right there. And so we started looking around because I've had different hexagon rulers here. And at the moment in the store, we have the Hex and More. And so I'm like, well, I think this will work because it has a 4.5-inch hexagon. So just to show you how quick and easy it works, we've cut the 4.5-inch strip, right? And then I can literally lay this down.
I'm going to tip the camera.
Yep, you go for it. And I'll try to, and there are so many rulers out there that are made just like this, where you cut a strip and then you lay the ruler and the lines are lined up. So like all of the lines are lined up exactly where they need to be. So I can very quickly cut. This piece comes off. Turn this around. Now line the 4.5-inch marks all the way around here, so that's all, and I then can finish trimming off there. With a hexagon, there's always going to be waste. You can't, but that's how quick and easy that was. And this particular hexagon ruler does 2.5, 4.5, 6.5, and 8 inches. It also has some other shapes in it. Yes, you can see it there. I am getting in a couple of other hexagon rulers if somebody wants just the actual hexagon. But again, this is a good investment. She uses this ruler in a couple of different other projects Terry does. And then Jaybird Quilts is the designer of the ruler. She has her own set of patterns that go with her ruler. So lots of good support and ideas of inspiration of how to use the specialty ruler. So my job on Wednesday during Come Create With Me, I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to start cutting this one out so that we can get the store sample done, unless of course the fabrics sell before and before I get it done. But that is the plan with that.
Yep. So let's just talk real quick. I know somebody said thank you for talking about rulers, because we've talked before just a little bit about investing in a ruler can be costly, and you have to have, so we want multiple uses for the rulers, but at times that specific ruler really makes your project go quicker.
And you've heard my soapbox before. Yes. I want that, if I'm going to spend the money on the ruler, I want that ruler to either be so efficient and easy that it's worth every penny, or I can do so many things with it. And that's like the Stripology rulers. Is exactly that. Yep. You cannot go wrong. If you only can buy one, get the XL. Yep. And if, as you can, Christmas, birthdays, and ask for, different things. Yeah. The square and the mini are great.
And I promise you, if you have problem with it, we'll help you through it, because once you learn how to use these, any of them, just like with what you showed.
Yes.
It does make
it makes it so much easier.
We have a couple other that
that are favorites. Yeah. That are favorites. And the pineapple trim tool, we've got both the mini and the regular.
Yep.
And we were showing the other day, we're just about out of the kits for Pier 44, which I think is in the back. I think it's in the back at the moment.
Actually, it's over there.
Yeah, Pier 44 is a great store sample, a quilt that we have, quilt kit that we have. But again, this is one of those rulers that I would say, even if the only thing I can make from it is the pineapple block, well worth the investment, because what can happen so quickly on a pineapple block is that as you keep adding your rounds, if you get off without the ruler, you can have the wonkiest block out there and you wouldn't be pleased with this. Whereas when you use this particular ruler, you are going to get a successful and even pineapple block every single time you use it.
And effective. And just a couple I'm going to mention, I didn't pull it over, was the 60-degree triangle or the 60-degree diamonds. All of those are good for different purposes, for different things, but in due of our time, because it's already, I don't even know.
Don't tell me it's like 7:45 or something.
Almost.
Oh my gosh!
So we'll keep moving, because we won't talk, we could talk forever on each one.
Okay,
of these. So
we gotta keep going.
Let's keep going.
Oh, okay, so this is the quilt. Did it fall down completely now?
Completely.
Okay, let's get it.
Up here.
So, Goldie in Virginia, do you want to, can I just tell you, I'll just speak for you. They loved the fabric called Shine On by Art Gallery. And it has, there's an actual name for this, the cow skulls, right? Isn't there a name that they use these days?
Can you see it at all?
Can you see it there? If we get out of the way.
Very little of it.
Man, I'm
Here,
not tall
okay.
enough.
Here,
I'll bring it up here.
bring it up here. Here, flip it over here. Let's get it on this side.
There we go.
There we go. And this, so there's actually a very faint, I call it faint.
Yeah, it's not,
The cow skull. If you didn't know what you were looking at, it's decorated with flowers. There's a name for that. I just don't know what it is. But it's a little bit different collection. And we found this free pattern on the Art Gallery website called Sunflower. And we just thought it was great for showcasing the different fabrics in there. And again, this has been a very popular kit. QK2212 is the SKU number. And we do still have the fabrics on.
We're sold out of one of them at least.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
The green we are. Yeah. So, but we still have some of them.
Yep.
Some of them, and we didn't use all of them in the quilt.
Right.
So there might be a few others that we could use in there. But that is a great new project.
And
that
it
we
is
have.
a free pattern, and it is on our website as well. If they were just
Yes.
interested in the pattern of it, great
Correct.
way to showcase. It is sunflower, I believe.
Pattern is- yes,
right?
sunflower.
Petting.
Yes.
Petting. Okay.
Absolutely. So let's unveil. Which one should we do? The kid one?
Sure.
Okay. So we have a couple
We
new.
kinda have yeah. Okay.
Yep, that one.
Coming.
Okay, so we have gotten a whole bunch of new patterns in from both Peachtree and Villa Rosa, and we've just been being inspired by all of them. And this collection came in that is called Starbrite, and it has kind of a solar theme to it. And then we found the pattern, I've got it right back here, just for laps.
And Golden Virginia, how would you rate this on a scale? Did it take you very long to do?
No, it took like 45 minutes.
There you go. 45 minutes from Goldie, Virginia. So for those of us who might be slower, have distractions, we'll say an hour and a half. Double the time, But it is simple, but very effective in how it looks. We loved putting this little bit of a stripe in there to kind of bring all the colors together. And then we have had to use our printed cuddle on the back, and it's quilted with a star theme. So very, very fun. So we do have that kit. Not a problem. We're just
Yep. And if you're interested, that pattern is also available on its own, just for laps. It's a Peachtree pattern. Sticking with the Peachtree, so this one actually shows rickrack on it as well. But
and we did not.
Again, you get to make your quilt how you want it to.
Correct.
So what ideas do you have?
Yeah, you could put ribbon on it. You could.
And a question I would love for them to ask: do they pick the pattern,
Yeah.
or the fabric first?
Mm-hmm.
Just out of curiosity. So
we go back and forth on that
Yeah.
all the
Yep.
time.
Yep, absolutely. For instance, I when I picked it, like we were talking, sometimes when you're picking a pattern, it's for a special occasion or a special person, so you're trying to
Yes.
match the pattern name.
Yes.
So we also got another. It's called Quirky Quarters. You want to hold that one?
And one of the things we like about the peace tree patterns is that they're in a grayscale, what we refer to as grayscale. So you can envision this in any particular color. And also, she on this one has, you can make it in different sizes based on the number of blocks that you have.
Yep. Versus a color scale, sometimes you get locked into that color.
You think,
So
right,
you
you
have to
think,
think
oh, wait
that
a
way.
minute. And so here is what Jami whipped up.
Where is the top?
I don't know which way do you
There we
call it,
go.
top or
I don't
bottom.
know. It's not.
And look how fun that is. Again, a great size for a lap quilt.
And it goes much larger. A quick project, once again, can be done in an evening. This one actually, Heidi, we combined batiks and cotton.
Yes, and earlier today we were showing off some new batiks, but this is the kit for Quirky Quarters. Can you grab that, Virginia, and show that for us? So what a great little quilt. We'll get that quilted and hung up, but I can see that in so many different patterns and styles. It could go for a kid.
And one thing, Heidi, I'll mention this, like we chose to use like kind of a semi-solid background. You could reverse it. You could make this like a really big print and make these solids. You can make them all different. They wouldn't even have to be.
Yep.
It could.
Yeah, it could be very scrappy.
Looking.
It could be very, very scrappy. Oh, absolutely. Okay. While I just want to mention, have you noticed our little friend over here? We are playing bingo on our Facebook group, and it is not too late to start. We started last Tuesday. We're doing calls Tuesday through Friday each week in February. So tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in our Facebook group that we call the Creative Community, we are going to be doing a new bingo call. And you can catch up. You have until February 27th to get your blackout bingo. So like you can go to our website and download the bingo card. You can have it on your phone, screen capture it, however it is. And then you mark off the different calls. We give you a little icon and basically an assignment every day. And we have been having fun. I have to say, it has already been, the first week was really fun. Of our questions, I don't know, it was hard.
And then it's only Tuesday through Friday.
Correct.
So it's not 7
Correct.
days a week.
And tomorrow morning, I will show a couple of the happy mail that we got in the mail, which was awesome.
Yeah.
One of the assignments is to send somebody some happy mail, and we got happy mail, and it makes us happy. There's nothing like a good smile on our face because of some mail. So anyway, we'd love to have you join. Again, it's not too late. Everybody can play, and there are prizes at the end, and it doesn't cost you anything, and you have the potential of winning.
You're giving me all sorts of songs that I am passing by right now.
I know. Okay. Well, sorry. Okay. Oh, and speaking of which, if you haven't followed us on TikTok, because Jami does sing on today's TikTok. So.
Yeah, not very good, but I sing a lot.
Oh, you sing very good.
And she's giving me all sorts of one-liners that I could be singing off of, but I'm not today.
Okay.
Okay, so
are we gonna do?
We got a couple big quilts coming here. So
yes. Would it be? Should we just move this out of the way?
Yeah.
Maybe that way. Let's
go
just
that way with it.
Yes.
Watch out for the chair.
All right. We'll just move. Let's just move this way. That way we don't have to. Set change. Okay. Then we don't have to figure. So let's do this one first. So this is Aurora Nights using QT Fabrics Floral Essence, and it is an ombre fabric. It's a heavy kit there, and we have shown this once before, so somebody may have seen it already. Let's see. I think if I take that corner, there we go. Then we're here. There we go. But this is a beautiful quilt. Worth showing again. We're going to get it up on the wall, and it is just beautiful the way the ombre fabric, you can see the lights to darks and how it's
centered on there. Can you see it?
Can you see it pretty good? So it is, there you go, you adjust so that everybody can see, but I think it is a great quilt. The stars take a little bit of time, but once you get your stars done,
because this is a strip.
that's one strip of fabric. So it can definitely go together pretty darn quick.
Very impressive.
Now, but we have to show the back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because we have been increasing our wide backs at the store. And this is a great one to put on the back, but also it could be the front of your quilt.
Mm-hmm.
And so don't ever think that a piece of fabric like this couldn't be just quilted. And golly, you could put cuddle on the back and have a great throw quilt. So that is
or
good.
If you got tired of the front, just reverse it to the back for
That's
a little
exactly
while. Change
right.
it that way.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, now we were talking to the Olympics, and I don't know. I think we need to have some Olympic exercises around here, you know, with our squats and our fabric and all that sort of stuff. But we got in a fabric collection called Great American Summer
From Henry Glass Fabrics.
But a lot of people love to do the patriotic type quilts, and I gotta tell you, this one is super. I think it's super cute. It's fun.
Yes.
But let's get it. So
Yes.
it's
Oh,
this is a perfect reason.
We'll have to talk about that when I go pick the winners.
So talk about why you could get stuck in that color.
Right. When you look at this quilt and this pattern, I think it is hard sometimes to step away because you think, oh, well, I don't like yellow or I don't like pink. And that's where a grayscale can sometimes really help. And this is a Robin Pickens quilt pattern called Fringe. We do sell this, of course, on our website, and it has a couple of different sizes. But when I saw this pattern and this fabric collection, I thought they were meant for each other. Okay.
And we'll have to explain it a little bit. We'll explain some because the block sizes on the.
Oh yes, because the block sizes. When we get a block panel in and it has certain sizes, we have to figure out a way to do it. And so these were 10-inch. I think they're 10-inch, right? 10-inch squares, and that's what the blocks were of the Great American Summer. So when you see the panel.
A little bit. I had to do a little adjusting. But think differently. Like a panel doesn't just have to be flat. It can be cut apart. It can be pieced into. We've done it with slideshow quite often.
Yes.
With Terry X. But this one turned
and this
out.
has not been seen before.
No.
This is a brand new one. People have been asking what we did top. Right there. Yep. Okay, here we go. Woohoo! We should have fireworks going off in the back. Look at that. And isn't that gorgeous?
And I don't know if it comes across on the screen as well as it does in person, but really fun. It could be 4th of July. It is large enough to be a quilt of valor. Very fun. But we use the panel.
So this is the panel in here. So those pieces, and then you use other coordinating prints in the other pieces.
Yep. And there's a couple prints in this collection we didn't use because of the print and how it would play off on this. But
and so this is a kit, and I'll hold the quilt. You get the kit. I got the quilt.
And we don't even have.
And I have to just turn it around.
Oh yeah.
Stephanie quilted it with a fireworks pattern. It's the fireworks and stars pattern. So very fun.
Yep, and that wide back, a little bit different. It's not red. It's not patriotic, but it goes well with, think outside the box again. So the quilt kit, we don't even have
all put together because we don't have the
waiting
labels
for that. But these are the fabrics in it. And this is another one, Heidi, that when you go to cut something, that Stripology Ruler works very well. So this quilt kit is QK2213. You got it? Okay, she's already ahead of us on that.
That is awesome.
But a fun one. Fun.
Oh, it is. Now, I was just going to say, because it's got to be getting close to the top of the hour, isn't it?
53.
We have a little bit of time.
All right, but I have to go pick some. I have to go pick some prizes.
Okay.
So I would encourage at this very moment that everybody needs to be making comments. Have they been good, Goldie? Have they been commenting good things? Awesome. And I'm curious, have we seen, are they watching from all over tonight?
Someone's from New Mexico.
Awesome. New Mexico. Wonderful. I bet we have Iowa covered, as we usually do. But it's always fun to see where everybody's watching from. So, but I thought maybe you could talk a little bit about the chocolate fabric and kind of our inspiration here and 3-yard quilts.
Yep.
I go and pick out some winners. And maybe we should real quick. How many winners do I need?
I might want to.
I might need that because We have this amazing cuddle, which we can talk about. And we have, okay, we got this. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I need a lucky 7. All right, I'm going back, girls, to get my lucky 7 winners. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. So, is there any questions, Goldie? You started to say something, but let's answer.
No, I found it.
Oh, wait. Now I'm really close. How am I? Am I like in their face? You found the answer? Yep. So, any questions that you have, make sure you put them in the comments. Goldie can pass them along to us. Question for you guys. What, if you could pick one pattern, what would be like your bucket list pattern to do? For me, it would be the double wedding ring. Don't know that I'll ever get done, but that's one that I think would be fun to do. Do you have a pattern that you would suggest that maybe we should look at, or that you would like to do someday on your list? So let's talk a couple things. Heidi said the 3-yard quilts, the 3-yard bundles, very addictive, very easy, quick projects to do. We talk a lot about the scale of the print of your fabric you're using. So for instance, on this, the Fringe quilt that we just showed you, when we were able to keep some of these in the larger block, then you aren't cutting that fabric down. So your larger scale floral prints, your larger scaled, what's some other ones, like your geometric prints. When you start cutting it down, it gives a whole different effect. But when you can leave it a big block, or sometimes insert that wide back into a panel or a piece of fabric instead of a panel in the place of a panel, you give yourself more options and you don't have to think that hard about it. Sometimes we overthink and make things more complicated. Anybody else have that problem? Maybe. Okay, so these 3-yard bundles, great. I think we have 8 books now. Is that right? Something like that. 8 different projects that you can choose from them. Have you done a 3-yard quilt? Raise your hand in the chat, right? Isn't there like a high five in the chat or something that they can put if you've done a 3-yard quilt? These 2 that I'm holding happen to both be from the Shine On collection. Be great for with the butterflies, and there's words of encouragement on these. So those are fun. Now, one of the other things we've talked about is sometimes it's fun to have these novelty fun prints. And as we're going into Valentine's Day here with the chocolate fabric, we had the wine fabric, and I think that the wine fabric we were able to get more of, so it might be coming back here pretty soon. But what would you use this for? You could do table runner, apron, 3-yard quilt. What ideas would you have to use something like this for? Do you guys have any? Not really? No. They're getting to the end of their day, right? You're getting excited to go home and have supper. So any other questions tonight, or anything that's coming across that we need to answer? Goldie, any questions? Nope. All right. So Heidi's back getting some winners for us tonight. A couple other things I would maybe mention. I believe Heidi mentioned the bingo. Don't forget, you can sign up for all of our products or all of our showcases. You can sign up for the whole year, so you don't even have to remember that it's coming, and that gives you that insider information. Let's talk about that coupon code, which I don't even remember what it was. Gear, something about gear. Good gear. Make sure if you're watching this that is for our online viewers tonight. If you signed up for a product showcase insider information, that means you signed or registered for the free class ahead of time. You got an additional or a different email that has some different things in information in it as well. So that's why you want to sign up for that. Our creative conversation coming up with Corey. That's our next free event, so you'll want to be signing up for that. And I know she'll be talking more about her embroidery and her applique. The texture on this is just beautiful. She kind of does the double layers of stuff. It's beautiful. So make sure you sign up for that. I believe that's February 21st. I believe something
February
like that.
21st, 2 weeks exactly from tonight.
And if you ever need inspiration for anything, or you just want to peruse and get happy, I think if you want to check out any of our old videos, we have trying to put up all our old videos on our website. Take Home Tuesdays, any of our product showcases, any of the videos, even the TikToks we're putting over now onto Hen and Chicks Studio.
Yes.
Another great thing that can just make you smile. Some days if it's kind of cold and icky, just scroll through the photos of old stash busters that people have submitted.
It's inspiring.
Yeah.
It's inspiring. Well, obviously, they are into commenting because literally, as I was sitting there, it went from 530 comments to 678 in a matter of minutes. Fun. And so I love it. And I saw so many names. What?
Can we add 2 more? Would they let us add 2 more things that...
Quilts? 2 more prizes?
No.
2 more quilts to show?
Quilts to
show?
Oh,
yes.
Would you let us do that really quick?
Let's do that real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. So, many of you know we rent our long arm machine here, and it is an APQS brand. And those of you who have taken the class know I used to work full time for APQS, and I still have connections and do some things for them here and there. And we've been helping with their blog and some free quilt patterns. Let's grab these. And so we made these. This is called Happy Trails, and it is a free pattern that is actually on the APQS website. And we'll grab that link and put it here for you as well. But these fabrics are all in on the Hen and Chicks Studio website. But what is so exciting, so this is an interesting quilt because we used 1 piece of fabric for the background and the outer border, and then, you know, just the strips. Okay, so we've got that. Then this is exactly the same quilt. Give you that way. This is exactly the same quilt, but now we've used the Lucky Charms. These are Lucky Charm fabrics, and have done obviously more of like a rainbow wave this way, and a completely different fabric on the outside, which this is the stick figure fabric. Again, all of these fabrics are at Hen and Chicks Studio. And so the pattern is free on the APQS blog. That's apqs.com. Click on the blog. And we will, the prizes, yes. And we will show, we will put that link in and stuff as well. But encourage you to go over to their website and find that free pattern. You'll see these pictured, so you'll recognize it. But if you need any help picking out fabrics, we'd be glad to help you. And
it's always fun.
And it's always fun. Okay, so there were
probably more comments.
Spinning the wheel trying to get the names. And so I've picked out 7. I'm going to say, you pick out which prize is number 1.
Just the 1, 2, 3.
Blanket.
Okay.
No, the blanket's going to be the last one.
Blanket's going to be the last one. Okay. The blanket's going to be the last one. All right. So the first prize is 2 different, and if your name is called, if you know if you've already had something shipped to you and we know we have your address or whatever, or if you're placing an order, we'll add it to your order. If you're new to us and you don't think we know where you live, you got to email us at info@henandchicksstudio.com and we'll work out.
Or give us a call.
Yeah, or give us a call. Okay, so this is a skirt pattern and a little slip dress pattern. Some garment making is definitely coming back in. We do not carry garment patterns here. I got these as a sample, and so I'm passing them on to somebody who can use them. They are from Frofro. I always like that, Frofro. These are going to Marsha Carlson. Okay, Marsha Carlson. All right. Then we have a jelly roll tube maker, and this is going to Diane, and I want to say it Lauren, and I apologize, Diane, because but I'm going to always remember it's Diane and Diane are friends, and we know Diane and Diane well, but I'm not sure that I'm saying your last name, Lauren. I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but you know who you are, Diane and Diane. But this is Diane L. Okay. All right. Then we have a little needle nannies, like you would put it. It's got double magnet. You could put it on your jacket, your shirt, and things magnetic would hold to it. This is going to Jane Heller. Then we have a deck of cards.
Because everybody needs to play something.
Going to Sandy Vance. Our sales reps are always so good to us and give us little bundles of joy. And so we have a little bundle of joy from one of our sales reps. And this is going to Liz Flush Hacker. And again, I think I'm saying that right. Flush Hacker. We know you, Liz. I just not, last names are being tough tonight. Maybe it's because I'm getting tired. I don't know. Then some leftover goodies.
Yes.
Leftover goodies from Jamie's Fringe quilt going to Sonia Hegdahl. Okay. And then the last, but not the least. Okay. So this is Shannon Cuddle, and they sent this out as an opportunity to,
Can they see that?
And we're leaving it in the plastic so it stays nice and fresh. But if Shannon Cuddle is what we carry for 90-inch wide, and just so you know, we are working with them to offer some free online classes coming up in the next couple of months. We're really excited about that. So if you've ever wondered about how to sew with Shannon Cuddle or how to use it, not just on backings, we are going to be doing a receiving blanket class, a pillowcase, and a infinity scarf. I got to think about there. And they're all going to be free online. Very excited about that. And so we're going to get some additional, right now we have what they refer to as C3 Cuddle. And just so you know, our inventory is extremely low because it's a shipping problem. It's not because I don't have it on order.
Oh, yeah.
And so, bear with us. Black is definitely out. Red, we can't get that. We've got some beautiful greens, blues, purples. I just got a new purple one in. We still have some grays left, but just know that Cuddle is becoming difficult to find, and we don't know when it's. They told me it's sitting on one of those freight boats, whatever, cargo boats, whatever. So this though you don't sew this. This is like ready to be used. This is a blanket. This is ready to be used. I know you're all waiting.
It's a little,
in Goldie, Virginia, they've been eyeing this, and I told them, it's considered a cuddle blanket. And I said, no. I said, we're going to give this away. Okay. All right. Here. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the winner? It is going to go to Jerry Hutchins. Congratulations, Jerry. You are getting the coveted blanket. The coveted blanket. So some awesome gifts for everybody. And we've got those down here, and we'll be in touch with you. If you're placing an order, great. We'll put them in your package. Or if you happen to be a feathered friend, we can tuck them in that package as well. Yep. So all of that going on. So Jamie, another fun hour.
Yeah, let's remind him of the coupon code one more time.
We want you to sing Happy Trails, Jamie.
Oh! Okay, but what did I do with the coupon code? I laid it someplace.
I don't know.
I don't know.
On the cutting table?
It's good.
Good gear. Yep.
It's good gear. Capital GOOD, capital GEAR. And that is, if you spend $75, you can get 50% off any of the t-shirts. So if the t-shirt's regularly, I'll say $40, you get it for $20. If it's regularly $20, you get it for $10.
With a $75 purchase.
With a $75 purchase.
Yep.
So it's a great deal to be able to get some. I'm modeling the Choose Happy in the yellow. You've got Choose Happy in the red.
With threads all over it.
Yes, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
All right, I think we have probably inspired them enough for tonight. And we are so glad that you've been with us. We hope that you'll continue to follow us. And if you ever have questions or need help, call us, email us, come see us.
We'll say, happy trails to you.